It's John and Rachel, and we are jagging around in the north side.
At the Moonshot Museum, we're going in.
All right, folks, welcome to Moonshot Museum. Let's begin your journey to the future of space exploration. The grand reveal here at Moonshot Museum are real spacecraft under active assembly by real space professionals here in the north side of Pittsburgh. The spacecraft inside the clean room today is Peregrine. Peregrine is going to be the first American lander to land on the moon since the end of the Apollo program. It'll be the first commercial lander to ever land on the surface of the moon, and it's happening right here in Pittsburgh. So our first stop is going to be the lab. And the lab, think of the lab as an extension of the clean room, right? Here's where you're going to face real challenges that space industry professionals face every day. And we're going to start with an engineering challenge. So we're going to ask you to actually solve some problems that go along with engineering a rover that operates on the surface of the moon. We're going to have you choose power sources. We're going to have you choose scientific instruments. We're going to have you choose different payloads for these rovers to make sure that they can discover water ice when they're up on the surface of the moon. So you're going to mix and match until you come up with the right combination of tools in order to have your rover operate successfully. And we designed this in partnership with the team at Astrobotic. So it really does match up to challenges that they face every day. Our next stop is on the lunar surface. So here we're going to explore the moon. We're going to take a look at landing sites, past, present, future. We're going to take a look at different spots that have a lot of interest for us as space explorers as we look at lunar exploration. So we're going to take a look, we can go back in time. We're going to take a look at some of the Apollo landing sites like Apollo 16 and Apollo 15. We're going to take a look at some international expeditions, look at Luna 9 from the Soviet Union many years ago. Take a look at the Cayuga orbiter, which is a Japanese spacecraft. And then we're going to step into the future. We're going to take a look at the Artemis 2 lunar orbiter, right? We're getting ready to launch Artemis 1 right now in Florida. This will be Artemis 2's landing site. And also the Lunar Crater Radio Telescope. So all of these different spots on the surface of the moon give us insight into what the moon has to offer and what the future holds for space exploration. The next stop on a visit to Moonshot Museum is mission patch design. And we're going to actually invite you to design your own mission patch, use some past patches from space exploration throughout history to inform your mission patch. We're going to have you design your patch. And I'm going to pick one that we have over here to the side all ready for us. Here's a great Artemis 3 patch that one of our visitors designed recently. You're going to bring it over here to the big box. And you're actually going to scan it into our system. You can see it up here there. Perfect. It got Artemis 3. We're going to start the scan. All right, it looks like it got it well. And so then we're going to watch this scan appear up on the lunar surface right over here. So your design, your mission patch design actually becomes part of the mural here at Moonshot Museum. This is an actual scientifically informed image of the lunar surface. Joining in on the arts and humanities side, we want folks to know that there's a place for you in space. Even if you're not into the math and science, you can be a designer and you can have a place in the space industry. So now we're inside of a futuristic lunar habitat. We're moving about 75 years into the future and we're saying, come to the table for a cosmic city council. We're gonna ask you to dive into some big debates, some big questions that we have to answer around space exploration. Questions that have to do with governance and law. And the first question we ask is, if two companies want to build a settlement in the same crater on the moon, how do we decide who gets to do that, right? Who owns the moon? Who's in control of what happens on the surface of the moon? All big questions that we've got to answer. We've also got big questions when it comes to health and medicine. And so one of the first questions we ask when we think about health and medicine and how that works in space exploration is whether people with heart conditions should be able to go to the moon, because healthcare is tougher in space, right? And space does some funny things to our bodies when we're outside of Earth's gravity. So asking these questions that we don't have answers to yet, right? So much is going to depend on the kind of contributions and the problem solving of the middle schoolers and high schoolers of today, because there are big questions to answer when it comes to space exploration. Your last stop, or one of your last stops on a visit to Moonshot Museum, is the cargo bay. And this is a spot where we introduce you to real space industry professionals, ranging from Cortland Savage to Mike Provenzano to Samarjit Das here in Pittsburgh. All of these folks work in the space industry today. Many of them work here in Pittsburgh in space today. And so what we do here is we connect objects inside the cargo bay with their personal stories and their personal experiences. So you go and you find an object, you want to connect it to this person and their story. You come over here, and what you want to do is you want to fill up all 10 slots inside the cargo bay. And I know one of the codes, so I'm just going to put it in. We're going to put 412 in, and you can see that connects to Mike. Mike is the Director of Planetary Mobility here at Astrobotic, and we found the first member of our crew, the first person that we're searching for inside the cargo bay. The very last stop on any visit to Moonshot Museum is an opportunity to send a message, send a little piece of yourself up to the surface of the moon. So because we have this great partnership with Astrobotic, you can come in, you can write a message, you can draw a picture, really can do whatever you want within reason, and then submit it to us right here in this desk. What we're then gonna do is we're gonna capture an image of this message. We're gonna put that image on a micro SD card, and then that micro SD card is going to the moon. It's gonna go on a payload, go as cargo on board one of Astrobotic's spacecraft. And really, if you can send a message to the moon, what can't you do, right? That's the message of Moonshot Museum. We want you to get closer to the space industry than you can get anywhere else in the world. We want to send you on a simulated lunar mission. We want you to be able to know what your place can be when it comes to space exploration right here in Pittsburgh. Guys, come on. We finished the tour. We finished the tour like 3 hours ago. Let's go. We gotta close. We gotta shut things down for the day.
Sorry about that.
I love this.